crafters, welcome back to another segment of KISS. Keep it simple, Sylvia. This is the first Friday in the new year, 2015. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that we're at 2015 already. Back when I was a kid, that just seemed like that was non-existent to me, but hey, here I am. Um, Anyways, usually when we begin a new month, we begin a new topic. But because to me, this is still part of Christmas. I just wanted to do one more Christmas ornament. Today we're going to make an angel out of book paper. And we're going to use our cones that we made, our wreath, and our tree with. Back when we were making them, I'd mentioned that there's so many different things to use those cones on. And making angels is one of them. And this is the way I've made the angels through the years. But you know what? You can go to Pinterest and oh my gosh, there are so many examples of how to do angels out there. Just amazing examples from all those wonderful creative artists that post their stuff to Pinterest. But anyways, I'm just going to show you the simple, hence keep it simple, Sylvia, way that I've done them over the years. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to coil up one of our book papers, and we're actually going to use the center point, and we're just going to coil into the center. And you can make this as wide as you want, as narrow as you want, how whatever floats your boat, okay? Whatever is looks appealing to you. And I'm just going to lay some hot glue down on here because I don't want to staple this. Because I don't want staples to show. So I'm just going to put some hot glue down on that. Okay, so I've got that. And then what I'm going to do with the bottom is I'm just going to kind of trim it up into like little scallops. I just want kind of a finished little edge on the bottom here. So that's all I'm doing. Now, before you coiled this into, the cone, you could have scalloped the edge. But I found that by doing that, because of the way the cone coils, your edges still need to be cleaned up. So I'm going to keep it simple. I'm only going to do it once. So there's my first cone. And this is going to be the angel's body. And then I'm going to get another piece of paper and get one that's not torn so nicely, this one. And I'm going to fold this in half. And we're going to make the little angel's arms. I'm going to fold it in half the lengthwise. And all I'm going to do is just crease it and then just tear it. And then I'm going to fold this strip in half. And crease it and then tear it. And using the center point again, I'm just going to make another little coil. Now, like I said, you can make this as big or as little as you want. And then I'm going to drop some glue on that and seal it up. Now, if you haven't got hot glue, you can use Elmer's glue, any kind of white glue, whatever your favorite glue is. And we're going to do that with both of the pieces. Coil them up, and these are going to be the arms. Sometimes that glue's so hot that if you just press it down on your non-stick pad here and hold it in place, you won't burn yourself. Okay, and I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to put a little scallop edge on here. Now, if you had, those scissors that cut all those, neat edges type thing, you could do the same thing. You could use them to cut your little edge. And just whatever's pleasing to you. You could put points on if you want. It doesn't have to be scalloped. Okay. So then what you have is you have something that's going to look like this. Now we have to mount it on something. And what I like to use is doilies. If you're fortunate enough to have doilies, this is just one that I stamped a thing on. I was going to make a Christmas card out of. But these work really good to create like the little angel wings in behind. But if you haven't got doilies, I'm going to show you what else you can do. Okay, so if you have a doily, what you need to do is you need to lay a bead of glue down here so we can glue this first cone down. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to lay a bead, and then I'll glue that first cone down. And I'm not going to go all the way to the top. And just hold it in place till it sets up. And then I'm going to add the little arms, but I'm going to put the arms down, not up at the top up here, but because I want that kind of to be like a little neck. So I'm just going to put them down here. And plus that's going to disguise the stamp that I have underneath here. So I'm just going to lay some hot glue down on here, just so I can get the cone down. And hold that in place till it sets up. You can buy these doilies at the dollar store. They're so cheap. But as a kid, we always had lots of doilies because my mom liked to set tables with them. But you can also make your own, and I'll show you that on the next one. And just put this down here like this. And now you can see that we've got an angel with the angel's arms, and we've got the little wings in behind. The doily is making the little wings in behind. But we need something for the head. I mean, you don't have to put a head on it. You can leave it just like it is. You could put a little ribbon right here with a little bow. But what I thought would be cute is to put a rosette up here, a little tiny rosette for the head. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that other piece of paper that we had cut in half to make these arms, and we're going to fold it up and crease it, and then we're going to just tear it in half. Now if you've got a cutter, you can certainly cut this on the cutter. I'm just trying to keep it real simple. And then we're going to fold it up like you fold up a little rosette, you know, fan folding. But what you want to make sure that you do is you keep at least one edge even. When I start fan folding, I can get pretty crazy with my fold and the edges don't meet. But it's important on this one that you keep the edges meeting. And you just fold back and forth to keep making these, you know, the fan fold here. Now cut this in half after you get it folded. And if you cut it on a slight little angle in half, then you're going to have points. And that looks kind of cute to edge the rosette with. So I'm just going to cut that off. Now what I want to do is I want to put these together. Now, sometimes when you're folding up book paper, you're going to have pages that don't have type on the back. What you want to do is you want to make sure that you have the type showing. So what I'm going to do is I've got these two that I've cut apart now, and I'm going to glue it together like this. I've opened up one of the fan folds, so I'm going to actually glue two parts of the fan fold together. Can you see what I'm doing there? See how I'm doing that? Then glue it down like that. So let me drop some hot glue on this one. And once again, it's important that you keep your edges even. So when I put this in here, I want to make sure that I've got my edges together at the top. Okay, so now I've got this longer piece of paper that's been fan folded. so I can make my rosette. Now what we have to do is we have to actually make the rosette. So what we need to do is we need to glue the other edges together. And we're going to do exactly the same thing, putting one embedded inside the other, okay? So I'm going to drop some glue in here. I'm going to embed this other edge in there, making sure that I've got the edges lined up. And just glue them together and hold it until it's set up. Okay, so now we've got what's going to be the beginning of our rosette, but we need to form it like this. So the easiest way that I've found to make rosettes, and I did a whole section on this in a real early segment of Kiss, where we were making flowers, and rosettes one of them, is I just drop some hot glue down on my mat here, and I press these together, and I start forming the rosette onto that hot glue, and then hold it in place. And then it'll set up, and then it gives me a little backing underneath. Now sometimes, if you have opening in it like I have here, I'll drop some more hot glue down in here, and then I'll pinch all the little rosette edges together, so you have a nice tight center. Okay, and you want to make sure that the hot glue is really dry, because when you start trying to lift this off of your craft mat, it'll tear apart on you if the glue isn't completely set up. If you haven't got a craft mat, use a piece of plastic, a sheet of plastic from your packing material that you got over the holidays. Just use that, because then the hot glue will peel off of that just fine. And then I just use a knife to poke underneath it to loosen that glue up. I don't want to pull up on the rosette because I could possibly pull it apart, and I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to push this underneath here to loosen it. And if it's not completely set up, when we pull it apart, get it off of this mat here, I can always add more glue on the back, just to make sure I've got everything sealed here. And as I'm adding the glue, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on for my little angel face. Isn't that cute? And what I want to show you is how to make your own little doily for the wings. You just get another piece of the book paper, fold it in half, and now I'm going to take one of the edges and I'm going to fold up against the fold. See how I did that? Folded it in half, took one of the smoother edges, folded it up against the fold, creased it. Now I'm going to fold it again. And the more folds I can get in it, the more holes I'm going to have in my little doily. So I'm going to try and do it one more time. Okay, I'm going to refold this back this way because I need to find out where my shortest edge is, because we're going to cut. Okay. Alright, so now I've got it, and here's my shortest edge. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut it into some spikes. I'm not going to do a scallop. I'm just going to cut a point on it, okay? And now on my edges, I'm just going to cut things out of my edges. And you want to make sure you go all the way through to all those edges. And that will give you some different looks, because obviously the ones that are on the outside here are going to be a deeper cut. And you can make any kind of cut that you want. Circular cut, triangle cut, scallop cut, whatever kind of cuts that you want. I did another segment on Kiss where I showed how to do these also. And then I'm just going to just do like a long running cut here. Now that's not going to get through on some of the folds, but that's okay. I can open them up and always cut them. Make sure and you want to, you know, the more cuts that you put in this, the more lacy your little doily is going to be. Okay, now you can see some of them aren't cut here, so I'm just going to turn this back on itself and just add some more cuts here. And just keep cutting them up this way. Okay, and then open it up. And you'll see that you have your own little doily. Isn't that cute? Now you can make the wings out of this. You can cut this in half. And you can make the wings look like that. You can lay them closer together and put a cone down on it and have it look like this. You could have your wings look like that, where they're more, you know, they're almost in half type thing. You know, like here. Have your wings look like that. You could lay these over on top of each other and go for something that looks more like that. Put the little arms on. Add another rosette on the top. If you don't want a rosette, you could always put a little styrofoam ball on it. If you don't have a styrofoam ball, you can wad up some of the book paper into a ball. Just wad it up and try and make it into a ball. And it looks kind of cute. As a cute little head up there. Made out of the same stuff that the angel's made out of. And put it up here on top like that. Isn't that cute? I don't have any styrofoam, otherwise I would do that. So then you have your angel that way. And then another way to do an angel is do the cone. And let's tear our sheet in half again. And we're going to tear this in half again. And we're going to make like a little so it looks like a little cape as opposed to putting arms on. So you see how we did that? I just cut it in half again, and then I'm just going to put a little dollop of glue on here. Hold this in place. Leave an opening so it can go down over the cone. Hold that in place. And then you might want to do some scallops on this. You could leave it just exactly how it is. And then we have this like little cape that fits on it. instead of putting the arms on it. And then we could put that on the doily or on the things that we cut out here. Or if we don't like that, then what we can do is we can make some more, we can make wings again by doing some fan folds and just fold it up. Keep doing all your fan folds. Okay, so you get the idea. Okay, so you know that because I'll show you. I've already got a couple done. Okay, so this is just one of these folded up, and I just pinched it together. You know how we used to make a fan, and just stapled it. Now this could be the wings, and then up here is where we would attach whatever we're going to attach for the head. And you can see we've got some cute little wings like that. Isn't that cute? Or we could glue two of these together once we get them fan folded, just like how we made this rosette. And then we could form our wings that look like this. They're a little fuller. And then we could put our rosette up top here for our cute little angel. Isn't that sweet? Oh my gosh. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use this one. And first of all, I've got to attach my cape here. So I'm just going to put a bead around the top part in the back here where they kind of met. Because I want the cape to kind of be, I don't want it to be adhered in the back. I want it to be look more like it's free flowing. Okay, now I'm just going to hold it in place till it sets up. And then I'm going to glue everything on here. So I'm going to run a bead of glue just down a couple of these, the tops of these rosettes here, just to make sure that it's going to adhere okay. And then I'm going to attach my little rosette up here. Okay, and there we have our another little angel. Isn't that sweet? Oh my gosh, I love these things. And they're so easy to make. Oh my gosh, how cute are these? You could actually have them stand up as a display. You can, once again, like we did on this one, put a piece of string and hang it. Aren't those cute? Oh my gosh. So you have a couple different ways to make some cute little angels for some more Christmas decorations. I just think they're so adorable. And here's another one that I made. I made the arms a little bit longer and used the doily and put the ball up there for the head. And then this one, I cut a doily out and I put a little button up on there for the face. Isn't that cute? And I made my own little doily. So however you want to put these together, assemble them, make them, use them. Just so easy to make and just so cute. These are so cute if you just stand them up like on a mantle or something. I wish, if you had them standing on your mantle. A couple, arranged around some candles or something. How sweet! Okay, there you go, crafters. I just wanted to do one more ornament because I I the older I've gotten and the more devout I've gotten in my faith, I try to observe the 12 days of Christmas. And to me, the 12 days of Christmas begin with Christ's birth and then last for 12 additional days, which takes us to January 5th or 6th. So, and I keep my decorations and my everything up until that point. So this is still Christmas to me, and that's why I wanted to do another ornament. But next week we will be doing something different. And I think probably what we're going to do is January is usually a month that I like to try and organize stuff. That's a dreaded word to me, but my craft room just gets such a mess during the holidays, and I really have to devote some time to organize it and put things back where they belong and make some new containers so I have things more readily at my fingertips when I need them and stuff. So that's kind of what we're going to do for the month of January is just do some organizing and creating some simple little things to help declutter. So I hope that you enjoyed this segment on Kiss. Keep it simple, Sylvia. I hope that you had a safe and happy New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. And I'm excited to begin the new year. 2015. Oh my gosh. It's going to be a wonderful year for everybody, I hope. Okay, crafters, bye for now. Thank you for joining me.